Everybody, and welcome. It's Kristy here. My project today is the Crinoline Lady, the Adventures of the Crinoline Lady, and this project is done by Sally from dottybeevintage on YouTube, and hers is the Lost Mermaid, but I've decided I wanted to do something a little bit different, and we're allowed to do that. So mine is about the Crinoline Lady, and I introduced prompt 1 on my last video, was the intro. Chapter 1 introduced the main character. So my main character is the Crinoline Lady, which is right here. And I just, yesterday I backed it with a bit of fabric. I'm just trying to, I've got to iron this and get it flat, because I just wanted a little bit of a 3D effect. And on my piece, so let's see what I'm up to. So the second prompt is what's happening. So if I get my sheet, what did I do with it? Here, the one I have typed out this morning, in the first part of my main, in the character, my get it right in a minute, paragraph is every Thursday morning when the sun shines through the curtains, the Crinoline Lady put on her bonnet. So she has, so here, can you see? So I'm just not sure if you can see me. Oops. I was trying to get that in focus and I didn't mean to tap it that hard. So I've decided I was going to go for a white background, but it's just too white. So I'm going to go for the pink background. I think it looks quite nice. And this is still my sun. So I've had to unpick this and start again, which I think I've decided, well, I'm trying to not make a rule, but not pin everything, not go and sew everything down until you're actually 100% sure, because it just makes it a lot easier for when you decide you wanted to make a change it up a bit. So here is my, anyway, so they're the rays of the sun, which was from before. And so she has her bonnet. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. So she's got her bonnet on, and she was gathering her belongings and went along the path to meet her friends. So that's the first part. That's what's happening with my character in the first part. So I have a little birdie here, and I had this on here, so I cut it out because I wanted the Crinoline Lady to go over here. And then I thought, well, I can still use the bird. So if I just try and, I might chop his wings off accidentally, but if I just try and neaten up the what I cut around. So how are we all today? Let me know if you're following along on this project. If you're doing a video on YouTube. And you're also welcome to go over to my Facebook group, Sewbits-Kristy, and add in your pictures and your ideas of the project. Or if you're doing anything else, head on over and just show everybody what you're doing. Even if it's not this project, it's something else. I've just got up to 100 people on my channel, Facebook group. I try and get on there, but I'll be honest, I'm not very good at getting on YouTube, on Facebook much anymore, but I do my best. I've come down with a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm hoping that it's not going to turn into anything nasty, because that's the last thing I want when I've got things to do. So here is my bird. Can you still see? If anybody's interested, while I just have a bit of a think what I'm doing, I have these cutter quilts pieces of blue. I'll just show you. So if you're interested and you're in Australia, I've got these on my Instagram, d-sewbits. Right. I don't know why I like the pink background, but I just do, because what happened was, ow, when I didn't put that on, she seemed to have gotten lost within the white. So when I thought I'll just try this and see how it works. So that's going to go over there. So that's going to cover the hole. You can see that she's sort of sitting up off the pace of the fabric. And then because she has the sun, which is this part here, and then I've got to do a curtain. I did this gathering of a curtain yesterday, so I quite like that. And then this morning I got this whole jar of bits and pieces in there. And I found this diamond, and I thought, oh, gee, I like that. So I'm just going to pop it on, because there's no right or wrong way of doing things. It's just being creative and going outside the norm, because this is just an adventure that you're going on with stitching and sewing and creating. So I've decided I'm going to pop that on there, and I might put something over that just so it looks a little bit neater. But that's the window. So let me get a pin. So this will be, like I said, the second prompt as to what's happening in the main character. So all I've got to do here is make sure that this is getting stuck down at the top here. I was going to take this lace off, but I decided, I think I'll just, that was what I was going to do, wasn't it? I was going to cut this part out, and I could use that again because it's going to get too thick. Okay, so let's get my pen, my friction pen, and just give it a bit of a mark here. And what I'm going to do is get my scissors and cut. Because I can then use this again. I need my bigger scissors. Where did I put them? And the reason why I'm also doing that is because you can see where I've stitched it down. This is quite thick, so I don't really want this any thicker. And also this pink one will replace this. So that can go in my white, my white bits to be used again. So we'll put this back up on here. I think this is tatting, this lace. So it looks really, really nice. I don't know if I need to come up. Maybe that's better. I'll just tap you just in case we're not in focus, because that's what everybody seems to do lately, is tap and make sure it's in focus. So I've got some light pink cotton there, so that will do to stitch it down for invisible stitching. As you can see there, it's covered over that bit. So it depends on whether I fold this over like that, and I could just give it a quick iron. I'll give the whole piece a quick iron actually. had this fabric for ages and ages. I used it in some quilting parts of a quilt. Help if I turned it up. So I also have to think about what I'm going to do about typing this out, and where am I going to put my words, because I mean that one could go there. So what I'll do is 1, 2, 3 and 4 with the extra over the top, with that bit there. So I could let's cut that. Yep, let's cut that one. And let's cut, oh no, I can't cut that because it's on the back, but that's okay. So I've got to figure out what am I going to do with this, because I could have it there. Where am I? You're not showing you there. I could make another page as the add-on to my scroll and type it on here, and then have it hanging right down, fold it over, and then continue on with that. So that is a possibility. Right, so here is my bird. So let's put the sun on. That's not working there, so let's get it straight. Pays to make sure that the side here is straight, because then that will neaten up the other part, this part here. I seem to be losing all my bits. Right, there's the sun. I'm not going to put those little bits on. They can go back in the bowl. I seem to have lost some of them, but I'm sure they'll pop up somewhere along the line. And so what are we doing here? We're just going to fold that over there. Obviously this is all going to get stitched down eventually. As Corinne says, that will be my homework. And that's going to be folded over for now. Then I'll invisible stitch it down with the pink. My Crinoline lady will go there, because don't forget, I've got to fold that. I think I might just fold that under. And some will have a piece and some won't. I mean, a fold under here, and some might not have it at the other end of the scroll. It might be just still be white, is what I mean. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing stopping me from putting something at the bottom there, but I just don't know, because all this sort of stuff is still really relatively new for me. So we've got to make sure that the Crinoline lady, I'm going to use her edge of her dress there. Or I could just move it over slightly. Oh, we need to go up. Right, let's just give her a pin. Stuck there at the bottom. It's amazing how many pins you do use. So I think I asked how you all were. Yeah, I did, because I told you about my Facebook group. So where am I going to put that there? I should just bring my pins here. I'm just going to fold that under. And I might just fold that under there, actually. But I do like the triangles sticking up. So let's just leave it like that. The birdie can sort of go underneath there, and he's flying into the sky. It's a bit close, but it's not realistic. It's, you know, it's I don't know what you call it. It's whatever that's called. Unrealistic. It's not true to size or anything like that. Because I'm going to put the curtain there, because this isn't my curtain, this is just a feature of the curtain. That way. I've got to find something to put there, so I'll anchor all this down, which I did ages ago, and I had to unpick it. So I have a box of little treasures, all sorts of bits and pieces here. I have this wooden basket I got, wooden sewing box that I got from Beck from Sewbits in Newcastle when I was over there, and I made it. Made it travel all on the plane all the way over. Right. I'm just wondering, it needs a little bit of a trim. That was left in the little box, that little love heart. Oh, look, here's some buttons. That can go in the bag. I'm using my bag I made at Corinne's retreat for all my bits and pieces, so I'm going to put that in the bag, just so I remember. I think that one's going in the bag too. I've got all sorts of things. I'm trying to Corinneify my pieces. Oh, isn't that lovely? But that's not the piece. I don't mind that there. Is it the right way? No, that is the right way. I just have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just trying to go along with it. And I think the thing is to have bits and pieces out, like get the box out of trims and, you know, gather certain things around the table. Do I like that? Because it all looks a bit too pink. It's too bad. What's this one here? I've got all sorts in here. I think that's the beauty of having a bit of rickrack. That's nice lace there. Let's take all this off. Oh, that's all sticky. No, it's too bright. Maybe. No. What about this one here? Oh no, it's just a piece. I could have it that way, couldn't I? I sort of like that. You know what? Let's just cut it. And if it doesn't go in, then it can just go back in the piece. because she's not in a house or anything. It's just basically what I'm doing is taking out well, it's morning. The sun shone, so there, the curtains, which is that. I've got my Crinoline lady, which is that, and she has a bonnet. And then she gathered belongings and went along the path to meet her friends. So the belongings is, I did have my little basket here somewhere, but I think I've rolled it up. That's not going in. Must be in here. Yes, I don't know. Sorry, I had a pin in my mouth. I don't know what I've done with my little basket. So you saw that, I think, in the other video. That's... Oh, there's my another little piece of sun. Oh, there's another piece of sun. I wondered where they all went. There's a little yo-yo, so that could go on there. Or I think that was going on another piece. Oh, it would be nice if I found that other piece. I will have to go and look for it now because I can't find it. So you'll see it in the next video because I have to go and find it. There's pieces of fabric there. Dots. Oh, that was supposed to be the curtain lace, but that's not going to be. So that can go over there. I shouldn't be even sorting this out. Well, oh, there's my yellow. I was looking for that yellow. I have that as well. Yep. Okay, that's just for another time because I don't know where it's gone, but it is. See, I can use this piece here if I wanted to. Oh, it's a bit yellow actually, or maybe this one. It's a bit textured, so you can always dye them. Use your watercolour paints. Okay. So that's basically all. I've just got to find my basket. That's pretty. I think that was going to go along there. I'm not sure, because I've got to make a path. So maybe I've got to figure out how I'm going to do the path along there, or it just sort of comes along that way. Not too sure. So that's for this, that is for the, maybe this, oh no, I've got to do the path, I beg your pardon, because that's coming in here. Okay, so what are we going to do with the path? How am I going to do that? Well, I've just got to draw the path. Okay. And sort of the path is going to have fabric, so I have to find some fabric. And I actually did find something. Was that it? No. Oh, this was it here. So potentially I could use that as the path. It's the right length. But I've got to curve it. Or do I just use that bit there? I'm not quite sure. Or maybe I just put random fabrics there. So I'm not too sure about that. Oh, I pinned myself to the, what's his name? So we'll see the path another time. I really need to sort out. I don't need that rickrack. I need to sort out this here. Get this sewn down. Now I'm just thinking that maybe she needs to go back that way. I wish I could find my basket. No, the basket's not there. I've lost my basket. That's for the bit down the back. Right. We need a top bit for that, don't we? Let's just chop that off. We need something to go over there. Does that look? I think that looks all right. I'll just fold that over. So it's like that. I'll chop the top off a bit. That's better. What else do I have in here? It's really good to have a thing of... Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Let's chop that into there. Right, we're going to fold that over. We're going to copy the same cut. I think I'm liking this a lot, but I've got to try and... So if I just anchor that down and anchor that down there, that will make a nice little pleat. Where are we? Nice little pleat. Sorry, I'm not on camera. So it's whether I want that size. So I don't really want to cut that off. It's whether I want that size or that. I think that's too small. That looks nice. Let's just chop a bit of that off. I actually think I like that. Right, let's pin that down. You can always change your mind. I think I like it because it's like dangling down and it's not covering all that. Yeah. Let's just stick with that. Too many ideas come and then you get all confused and you don't know what you want. So because she's coming along the path, so I need some texture. I think that looks good there. I really don't know what I'm doing, so I know it's not wrong, and it's, well, it is right, but what I might do is, because this is the path going into the village. Oh. You see? So I just don't want it all white. You can tea stain it, but I don't know if I want to do that either. Because once it's tea stained, you can't get it out. At least if you want to remove fabric, ow, you can. I just stabbed myself. do have something else for, oh, excuse me. I do have something else for the path, because I want it to be like brown or something or other. Let me see what I've got in here. No, that's not right. What have I got here? I don't know about the green. Because that's just going to go. That's too big. I don't mind that. Oh, what have we got here? A bit of crochet. I've got to think that this is the village. It's going along the path. And we've got to have something out here, haven't we? Because she's going to have a basket of her things, and I've got to find the basket, wherever that went. I do have lots of different things. I think that's too short. Doily, no, that's not right. You could use something like this. That might work. But I've got to somehow cut that out. Because it actually matches on the other side, doesn't it? But I've got to try and, if I was to cut that there and then cut around, then that would then eventually go into there, wouldn't it? It's so lovely done. I will think about that because I've got to decide whether I want this one, and that can just tuck under there like that, or whether I want this. So there, those two are a contender. I think I'm just going to leave it at that, because I've got this as well, but it's short there, unless I just cut another piece and add it on. So let's put that in there. Okay, so that's 3 on. Let's put that one there too. All right, so what are we? We're only 33 minutes. Right, let's, whoops. That's my piece in, yeah, there. Okay, that can go back. I'm just going to shut the sewing basket because I don't want it to accidentally fall on the floor because I've knocked it over. Oops. Oh, I've just seen something that I could use. Why are we not coming down? There we go. They could be like little flowers, couldn't they? No, it's too bulky. Right, I'm going to fix it up later, but at least that's closed. Right, that's there. That's a contender for the path. I've just got to find a path. I'm just going to stop the video for a minute. I've just come on to show you an update of prompt 1, where you introduce the main character, which is my Crinoline lady. And so I sort of have prompt 2 here and all the others, but I'm just going to hide that at the moment, so you know it's a bit of a surprise. So what I need to do is that's not it. I've got my little thing here. I've still got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I could type it under there, and I could put it under there on fabric, couldn't I? Okay, that's a thought, but not right now. I need to. I've lost all my sun bits, so who knows where they've gone, so I won't be able to sew them on today or at this point in time because I just don't know where they've gone. I'm just thinking about my basket. Let me see. I've got to find my cotton and thread. Is this it here? Yes, it is. My needle and thread, I mean. So I'm going to sew down, and the back side is just anything. I'm just coming on here. Just give you a little glimpse of what's going on with mine. How is everybody? I wonder what project you're doing. Maybe the Roxy Girls, or you're still finishing off with... sorry, I'm just thinking. Sally's project. I've got a few projects I need to finish off. The pouch one. And I'd really love to do the Victorian Lady. This is not working. The Victorian Lady one that she did. So I'm a bit behind. I've had other commitments. And Christine from Create and Craft with Christine on YouTube, she's been doing the hexagon project, and I've also then I have I wish I'd stop saying that. I have done some hexagons, so that's coming along really nicely. I'm just going to stitch this down as it comes. I know this is pink, but you won't see it because it's a white thread. But on some of the other colours, I've chosen just to do normal cotton threads, and I did go and get... I need to use up these threads in here, so... Sorry about the glare, but I need to use up those threads. And the only way I'm going to do that if I just use them in my slow stitching project. But half of this is white at the moment, so I could use the pink one down the bottom there. So you're all well, I hope. I probably just said that again, but that doesn't matter. It's just the way it works. Sometimes you get caught up in your thoughts. I've been watching Kate in the Nest when she's been in Texas. I think she'll be home next week or something like that. Been watching Dawn Meldrum, Timeless Curiosities, on their project with Corinne. I have sort of thought of something, but I don't know if I'm doing the entire project. Just sort of snippets of a little bit of Timeless Curiosities here and there.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry about that. My watch decided to speak to me. Probably because I bent my wrist in a different direction, and what it does, it presses on the button where you want to speak. Oops. Whoop. And yeah, it was annoying. So I can take those pins out, so that's a good thing. Oh, those pins are really annoying, aren't they? So I'm just stitching down a little bit of the bird with this cotton, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Just need to fix the bird up. Oh no, I think I've done that, haven't I? Yeah. So this is just a little bit of dangle on the curtain. I think this can come out, and the curtain maybe I've sewn that one down. I should have folded that back over there like that. Maybe I'll just fold it under. I'll come back along here. So mine is definitely different to Sally's and other people's, like Paula. And if you feel like you want to do this project, hop on over to Sally's dottybeevintage on YouTube and have a look at the beginning. Like she always encourages us to create our own type of piece. Hers is just a guideline, and then we can take off and do our own, like what I'm doing. Right, got you in under there, so I need to now secure you down. Needle and thread. Got that fabric under there. There we go. That's it. And then what I'll do is come along and put some thread at the bottom and just anchor those ones down, but just leave a tiny little bit of puffiness. I think that will work just fine. So as long as that's all anchored down at the top, I can fasten it off. Now this fabric's quite thick, so it's a bit too thick than I would have liked it, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So let's use this thread again, and I've just unthreaded it. Hope you've got a cup of tea, or maybe it's night time and you've got a glass of wine and enjoying watching me make and create. It's not happening now, is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, I have a cut on my finger. It gets caught in that. I have a feeling that my washing machine is finished, so I might just have to pause the video and go and have a look. I'm back and it's got half an hour to go. So in the meantime, I found all my little sun rays. Stick that on. Let's find a, where's my other little container? There we go. You can never have enough little containers. You always fill them up. It's like me and my project bags. I can never have enough project bags. Okay. Oh, while I was looking in my bag, I found this here. And it's a button with just a bit of fabric and a bit of other type of, I don't know what you call it, paper. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to stick that on there. So I will stitch that down with some nice fabric, cotton. But in the meantime, I'm trying to stick this down. So let's do that. Let's fold that over there. And let's come up from the bottom. So that holds that down. We're just going to jump across like a holding stitch. I don't want it at all flattened because it'll get flattened when it gets rolled up. And I'll do the same here. I'm just going to roll that over so I've got a nice edge. Because this is meant to be her curtain. And then I'm going to come along here. Now we don't need a lot of stitches in those because you've got other things happening on the top of it. Of course, as always, the needle and thread gets caught in your pins. Now I am going to lift up my bird. I'm going to go slightly under. Go up to the top. Might leave that little bit there. There we go. Put our little bird back. You can't see much when you're doing this sort of stitching. It blends quite well into the white. You don't want to actually see the stitches. You're just doing it to hold it down. Now I'm not going to worry about that bit. And there's that bit there to go. So I'll get another piece. Got my jumper on today. It's not a very nice jumper, but gosh, it's warm. It's a lovely warm jumper. Oh, I can't cut that right now. What's going on? Yeah, so a nice warm jumper because it's cool inside. The sun's shining, but we are getting rain on Sunday, I think. And this is not working. What's going on today? Oh, that's why. What's happened to that? We've got like a funny knot thing going on there. I thought it was a bit weird that it wasn't knotting very well. That piece is way too short now. Because I've got that lady to do, and I've got to finish off the curtain. And it's not working. There we go. So what happened last night, my daughter and I went to the football game here in Perth. This is not happening today. And it was such a fun day, fun night, and Fremantle won, so go Fremantle. She's only just got into football. I'm just going to anchor this down on the side here. Just another little stitch. Oh, it never fails, does it? Okay, that's good. And then I might have to come over here and anchor that one down there. Don't worry about wasting your thread from jumping over. got heaps of thread. When you're doing this sort of thread, just use your cheap polyester thread. Yeah, that looks good. A bit crooked there, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers, and you can't have everything perfect. All right, so where am I going to go now? I might jump down here and jump over to here. I actually figure out whether I like that there or not. I think I do, but maybe it needs to go in a different direction so you can see. Maybe I don't need it there. Let's just leave that for now. I'm not sure. So we're going to just cut that off. And we're going to get some yellow thread. I might see if I've got some lighter thread in here. This one will do. And what I might do is just let this video pause and I'll come back and show you what I've done. Right, I'm back with the sun sewed down. I've stitched some more lacy bits on here. I can't remember if this was in the video, not in the video, but in the previous, little clip when I left you. Oh, sorry, Milky, it's my cat. And I've sewn on the basket, and I've put some lace, some trim, and some fabric in the basket because she's going off down the path. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the path in the prompt 2 because this is prompt 3. This is prompt 2. So this, what's happening with the Crinoline lady. She's sort of leaving the house and she goes off on the path to go and find her friends and to do some quilting, and she finds special treasures. So I want to thank you very much. Oh, and this is what I did. I also typed on my prompt here for this bit, and I've stuck some, sorry, no, that's the other lace. I've pinned down, so I'm having a hard time. I've got a bit of a croaky throat. I've pinned down this trim, and I've made other trims for the other parts of the story. I've put them in the bin now, I think, because they're on the other pieces of paper. So this is the first part, then there'll be another part, and another part. So you'll get to see that later on. So it was a sunny day. The sun shined through the curtains. So what I'm thinking of, I might put a little bit of yellow of something behind there. And I think I know what I've got. The Crinoline lady put her bonnet on, which is here, and gathered her belongings, which is all these belongings here. I mean, gosh, you can't put 50 million pieces of fabric in, but I just wanted to put a little bit, and went along the path to meet her friends. So the path is in the next part. And I'm not sure if you'll meet character 2 in prompt 3 or I'll do it in prompt 4 because I don't know how many characters I have actually in this part. Because she's going to go along the path and she's going to meet up with her friends. So I have to figure out the dimensions of the Crinoline lady for the other girls that she meets, whether they'll be dressed in the same as her or whether I'll use this same pattern. I think I've got you on the slant. There we go. Whether I use the same pattern, which I've put it in my Facebook group if you want to go over and have a look under files in Sewbits-Kristy Facebook, and or whether I put on some other Crinoline ladies, but they're quite tiny, so I know it's not realistic. You don't want to be realistic. You can't be, because obviously pictures are everything can't have to be exactly the same size. So, oh, I did have some more here. I don't need the birdie one, so that can go away. So I have some other Crinoline ladies, and I think they will fit, to be honest. So there's a bridge. So I need to put a bridge in, and I've got other bits of fabric, and maybe I'll have another Crinoline lady. I'm not quite sure. So I don't know how many friends she actually meets. So I'm going to have to size this Crinoline lady into the other Crinoline lady. I probably won't make it like a 3D one. I'll just stitch the Crinoline lady onto the fabric, but there's just a couple of ideas anyway. So thanks for watching. Head over to Sally's channel and support her. Paula from Craft Artosaurus, she's doing it too, and Lisa from A Window for Stitching, she is creating her project. I can't remember what the folklore and magical something or other. Sorry, I haven't written it down. All I'm thinking about at the moment is my Crinoline lady, and I forgot to write the actual title of the book of Sally's project down. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Sorry it's a bit mixed up with my throat and all that, but anyway, I'm sure I'll get better. Bye for now.